Halloween is on the way, and I like to have a lot of costume ideas in my back pocket. This one is great for an after-work party. You will need a temporary shade, cutting mat, ruler, craft knife, pencil, 4-inch wide ribbon, stapler, a pair of scissors, wire, 2 snaps, twill tape, and a needle and thread. The first step is to make your belt. Measure your 4-inch wide ribbon around your waist. Add a couple of inches and then snip. Next, just sew on your snaps. This will turn your ribbon right into a belt. To sew on the snaps, just go through all the little holes in the snap and move on to the next snap. These big snaps are nice and easy to sew on. Just clean up the end with one more fresh snip, and then move on to sewing the counterparts on the other end. Sew once again through each of the holes. This is a really easy way to make a simple belt too. Clean up the back, and then one more fresh snip. Make sure it fits. Now it's time to make our embellishments. Set the belt aside and work with your temporary blind. You can make the entire costume with just one. Gather them together and lay them this way. Believe it or not, the craft knife will cut all the way through. Measure 1 foot, mark a tiny line. Make sure you have a sharp, fresh blade. And then with a whole bunch of cuts, work your way through. We're almost there. You end up with a surprisingly smooth line. Set your extra piece aside, and now we're going to cut this segment into 5 equal pieces. My shade's 72 inches, so it's about 14 inches per segment. Keep it a little accordion when you cut. Doesn't have to be perfect, so I'm gonna eyeball. Keep on measuring 14-inch segments. It's so great using these shades because you don't have to spend tons of time perfectly pleating paper. 4 and 5. Each of these pieces is going to turn into its own fan. Take your wire, cut a small piece, and cinch it right in the middle. Then, with some double stick tape, close it right up. And you'll make 5 just like this. Our 5 fans are ready, and now we just need to staple them to the belt. The first fan goes right in the center, and a few staples will secure it in place. Now the outside bits. Overlap them a few inches. This will create a nice effect around your waist. And then the last 2 will mirror image those you just applied. All 5 pieces. Part 1 is complete. With your remaining piece, make your collar. You're starting exactly the same way by cutting about 1 foot. Careful of those fingers when using a craft knife. And this will end up behind your head. Cut a small slot in the bottom of your 12-inch long fan. It only needs to be big enough for twill tape to be threaded through. Once you've cut through a few layers, you can open it up and keep going. Once you've worked all the way through, feed the twill tape a few layers at a time. Then, tighten up your fan, but not too tight. Pop it on, and then you can adjust this so that it's the right length to tie. You'll tuck this right under your collar. Add the belt, and you're ready to party.